Welcome to the Impact Marriage Podcast. Today, we're talking about how to keep your marriage alive while raising kids.
Yep. You could be married for 30 years and still feel miles apart, or you can feel deeply connected. The difference? Whether or not your marriage is alive.
That's right. And alive marriages, they don't just happen by accident, do they?
No way.
They happen by intention. So what does this mean to keep your marriage alive?
So everything is either growing or it's dying. And a relationship like marriage is no exception. We want our marriage growing, alive, not dying. Being married isn't the goal. Staying alive in your marriage is. It takes attention, not just time.
That's right. So we both feel very strongly that children are a blessing from the Lord. Psalm 127 makes that crystal clear.
Yes, it does.
And
they are.
But
a lot of work.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
But a huge blessing.
And we very much see that. But by no fault of the children, they can also take over everything if you're not careful. Your time, your energy, your conversations,
yes.
right?
Well,
and
it takes time, especially when they become teens.
That's true.
To talk through things.
That's true. Yes. And it can also take away your connection as a couple. So our intention in this episode is to help you, hopefully, and encourage you in some ways, simple things you can do to not allow that to happen.
And before you know it, you're not really husband and wife first. You're just managing a household together. Children are such a blessing, like Allan's mentioned, but they require a lot, like he said, physically, emotionally, mentally. And it's so easy for marriages to move to the back burner because you're tired, you're busy, and you're constantly needed.
Yeah. Most people who do lose their marriage don't lose it overnight. They lose it in small, little, unintentional moments. Conversations become only about the kids or logistics. No time alone together. Exhaustion leads to short tempers, potentially. Intimacy decreases, and you start functioning more like teammates or, worse yet, roommates than spouses.
Yeah. And I can remember those days, like kids in sports, you're running here, running there. It's like you have dinner late. I mean, it's like you're barely talking. And then you're exhausted by the time it's bedtime. Yeah. You're like, I'm done.
Yeah. And I mean, now our baby is 19, excuse me, out of the 6 children, they range from 31 down to 19. So we don't have the small children in the home, but it wasn't that many years ago. We were in the trenches, right?
Yes.
In that season of life. And so we still remember it very, very vividly.
Yes. It's very exhausting. So
yeah, for sure.
So you may find you're running a family, but not building a marriage during, that season of life. And so one of the biggest mindset shifts for us, for Allan and I, was realizing our marriage has to come first.
Yeah. Not because we love our kids any less. That's certainly not the case, but because our kids need a strong marriage.
That's right.
Your children, if you're listening to this episode and you have children or your future children, they need to see you having a strong marriage. Genesis 2, I think 24, talks about a man. We mentioned this on one of the episodes earlier, but when we talked about leaving and cleaving, this verse, but a man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife. That's where the family starts. And the best thing you can offer to your kids is a healthy marriage. We have, for many years now, we viewed it as, and I don't know where we heard this. It was some parenting course or book many years ago. I believe somebody said this, and I'm not even going to say it the way they said it, but the children are a welcome member of the family. They're not the center of it. They're the family. I forget how they said it, but the family doesn't revolve around them.
Yeah.
They are a welcome part of an important part of the family. And I think that's a huge, just a perspective shift that, a lot of parents, I think, need to have, that they're welcome and they're important, but the family and our marriage doesn't revolve around them.
Yeah, you're right. That is a huge point that many parents or couples miss. And we see it all the time. I mean, I can relate. When I first had, babies, I was so excited. I've always wanted to be a mama, a mother, a stay-at-home mom. And so I was so excited with that first newborn. And then the second one came. But I just remember like that first baby, the whole world revolved around her.
I remember
And I
that.
forgot about Allan, and his feelings got hurt and he felt
Yes.
so unwanted. But I didn't understand. I'm like, but this is what you've always wanted too. And I don't get this.
Yeah.
So it took me a while, but I came around and, yeah, I think by baby number 3, then I finally got it, but
Yeah. Well,
it took a while.
yeah, we definitely had that season where our marriage wasn't the priority. And of course it changes. In saying that, I mean, there's seasons, right? We have seasons in our marriage
That's
where
right.
here's the way to say it, maybe we're able to give more time to each other. And there's seasons raising a bunch of young children where we were able to give less time to each other. I think that's normal, natural, and
Yeah.
healthy, but not to the point where the children just dominate in any season and the
Yeah.
marriage gets neglected.
Yeah.
And that
I've
takes
seen that.
intentionality,
Yeah.
right?
A lot. So shall we jump into some just practical ways we can keep our marriage alive?
Let's do it.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
let's go.
We've come up with 7. Now there's many more we could
there's so
list,
many
but
more. Yeah.
just trying to keep it simple and keep this episode from going too long. We came up with 7 things that we've learned after 33 years. We're coming up on 34 in September, 33 years and 6 children later. So number 1 is, and definitely this is most important, is to invite God into your daily marriage. You know, when God is at the center, and there's been seasons of our 33 years where he wasn't, and there's seasons that he has been. And let me tell you, it's night and day different
Oh, yes.
when God is in the center of our marriage. When he is, it holds everything together and it all works out. Doesn't mean there's not challenges, doesn't mean there's not trials, doesn't mean there's not exhaustion and a lot of things coming at us, right? But he holds everything together. You know, Ecclesiastes 4 talks about a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. And that goes all the way back to, I forget which episode we talked about, you know, the triangle diagram with husband on one bottom corner of the triangle and wife on the other bottom corner of the triangle, and God at the top. And if you could picture that, the closer each spouse draws towards the Lord, obviously the closer they're also drawing to each other.
So good.
And you know, that's what I think about too, as I think about that a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. It's a 3-way, I guess, if you will, relationship between the Lord, Nicole, and me, or you, your spouse, and the Lord. And that's a strong relationship. And when he's in the middle in that way, it's such a beautiful thing. And again, we've had plenty of times in our 33 years where he wasn't at the center. I wanted to say that again.
Yep.
So we know what it's like to not have him in the center.
It's a disaster. Every time.
Yeah.
Every
And
time.
we know what it's like to have him in the center. And I just want to encourage anyone listening, if you're in a season where he's not in the center, or maybe he's never been in the center, that's where you've got to start. And that's just why we put it number 1. So invite God into your daily marriage.
So important.
You know, it's so easy to run to God when things are broken, but he wants to be a part of your life and mine and our marriages all the time, through good times and bad. So how do we do that? I mean, practical things. Well, what are some practical things?
So reading together,
For sure.
Praying together. I feel like that draws you so close.
How about
prayer is so powerful.
How about worshiping together?
Yes.
Singing together, praising together in the car, in the home. I mean, that's a wonderful thing we enjoy.
Encouraging one another.
Even though we don't have great voices.
Yeah. Encouraging one another.
Yeah.
In the Lord. Like,
yeah.
I feel like, and just being grateful.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be thankful. That's a command.
Verbally giving him praise and talking to each other about the goodness of God and the great things he's doing in our lives. I love that one. That's important.
And I think I said it. Just encouraging one another.
Yeah, and getting to serve others together.
Yes, that's huge.
Ministering to others together.
That's a fun one.
We very much enjoy that.
Yeah.
And what an awesome thing to build, to draw us close together, you know, when you're getting to serve others and get in the trenches with others.
Yeah, that's a powerful one.
And that can look a lot of different ways, but that's a big one. And then just
fellowshipping, you know, with other believers together. I feel like that's really important. Not being lone rangers. You need each other. You need others to challenge you. Like, you need mentors and And you need to, I think it's important to pour into others' lives. Like what we're doing, this podcast, you can't keep it to yourselves.
Right.
Like you need to share what you've learned, your mistakes you've made, encourage others that there is hope.
Yeah. Well, we've made plenty of mistakes for sure. So what's another one? That's number one. So putting God in the center of our marriage.
Okay. Number 2, prioritizing time together. This one I love because that's my love language, quality time. So it's really easy for me. And that it could be something so simple. You know, we talk about date nights. Date nights are so important, but it doesn't have to be fancy. It could be a date night. We have our date night in our backyard. Sometimes we live on the lake and we will just sit in our little chairs and sip on tea. It's so cute. We're like old people. Yeah, but it is like the best.
Some people would call us old in our 54 years old this year.
Mentally, I think I'm still young.
We are. Well, we are. I said some people would call us old. Okay. I remember thinking 54 was old.
So, but we
not anymore.
Usually in the summertime too, we're pretty consistent. Like it's almost like every night we'll sit back there and just watch the boats go by, or listen to the geese, or feed the geese. I don't know.
Watch the squirrels,
or watch the lightning bugs.
Oh my goodness!
Or watch the lightning bugs, and it's just like it's so romantic. It's so fun, and we just talk and get to spend that quality time, that downtime together. So it's really important to spend some time together, even if it's like 20 to 30 minutes, intentional time. Doesn't really matter where. It could be in your bedroom. It could, go for a walk together. It could be anything. So connection doesn't require hours. It just requires intention, right?
And that's the most important thing. I think we're trying to communicate on that one. Number 2. Number 3 is to protect your conversations. And not to let every conversation be about schedules and kids, which is fine and normal, natural. We need to have those conversations. We have a lot of conversations about schedules and logistics and business that we love getting to do together and all those things. But, our conversation needs to be expanded way beyond that. And one thing that we have, I was thinking about it before we started recording this episode, is I was thinking about, maybe we should just share some sample questions or some example questions of things that we would like to ask each other to get deeper conversations going. And then we thought, well, maybe we'll just share with you date deck.
This thing is awesome, y'all.
It's just
gotta get it.
It's just one way, if you need some help, like spurring on some great questions and not every question is great, but I'll just open it up here and just read a couple to you, just to give you an example. I don't even know where you get this. Google it. It's probably on Amazon. I'm sure. Amazon. I can't remember where we got it, but okay, what side of you? Let's see. What is a side of you that I have yet to see? Okay, here's another one. How can I make you feel more loved?
Oh.
Where do you see? I love this one. I love the last one too. How can I make you feel more loved? Yeah. But where do you see us
in 5 years?
In 5 years.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Okay. I mean, these great.
These are great. Another way, I always love, like when we go on a road trip and he's trapped in a car, because that's where, like, he has to listen to me. And if I ask him questions, it's where we get to talk. We get to talk. That's where we have, like, I feel like our best conversations are in the car on road trips, when it's just me and you. And either that or in the shower. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but in the shower.
I don't know why you couldn't say that.
Yeah. We take, our shower is big, so we can, take a shower together. But we have our best conversations there too, but also on road trips. And so, if you need to talk, hey, go take a little small road trip, with your spouse, or I don't know, drive in the car, go look at scenery and talk. Yeah.
Go look at houses and dream. Go do whatever you want to do. Should I read just a couple more before we move on to number 4?
Okay.
Yes or yes? Let me listen.
You're really trying to sell these cards, aren't you?
I don't really care if anyone gets these
cards. Paid advertisement.
It's not. Okay, I heard a yes. Okay, so what do you think I take for granted? Huh? That's a good one. What part of you do you struggle to accept? All right, one more. Tell me about the most defining moment in your life. So you can see these are, questions that
good stuff.
they're outside maybe the box of what we would normally be asking, which can spark some really good conversations. So anyway, whether it's the date deck, again, that's the date deck, but whether it's that or it's anything else, heck, Google great questions to ask on a date night. There's probably a million different ways to ask questions, but the point of that all is just be intentional to have deeper conversations than logistics and schedules and talking about the weather.
Yeah.
Right.
And it could be like going golfing together, playing a sport, going fishing. Like we've talked about on an episode, the importance of being like your spouse's playmate, you know, that men like that.
Yes.
And so it could be something like that. Like if he enjoys something, and then, you know, women, we love to talk. So we could go fishing, and then I get to talk, you get to fish. It's like a win-win.
That's right. So bottom line on that is just don't stop being curious about each other. We were curious about each other when we were dating, and then it's so easy when we have children, or, you know, life just gets busier in married life, to just stop being curious about each other, or to assume we know it all. I'm still learning things about Nicole 33 years later, about her past, her childhood, just different, her thoughts, her dreams, her whatever. And I love it. I don't want to stop learning about her, nor do I want her to stop learning about me. So, you know, the ability to learn how to learn is the greatest ability one can possess. So don't stop learning about anything, especially the love of your life.
Oh, I love that, Allan.
That's number 3.
I love that. Okay. Number 4, affection in the middle of chaos. So start acting like your marriage matters every single day. I know it can be chaotic. Life gets crazy. And sometimes you forget about the little things that really, really matter.
Like what?
Like holding hands, you know, a quick kiss. Well, okay, not a quick kiss.
Long kisses.
He says a long one. Like I'll kiss him and you'll be like, not long enough. Is it 2 seconds?
No, well, I think all the studies
or is it
say
2 minutes? Now I can't remember. 2 minutes.
I think all the studies say that the kiss needs to be more than 6 or 7 seconds to get the what is the
not dopamine, but
is it dopamine?
Or
endorphins?
Endorphins, probably dopamine.
Yeah. Maybe it's in dopamine. Yeah, to get the full effect of the different hormones that God made for our bodies to experience when we do things like kiss our spouse.
Yeah.
For more than 6 or 7 seconds.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm telling her.
Yeah.
Because I like a good 6 or 7 second or longer kiss, not a peck.
And also small touches that keeps the connection alive. Like sometimes I'll walk over and just massage this guy.
I love that.
And he's just
so
like,
much.
oh, and he feels so loved anyways. Right. And it just helps with the connection. And then also like, we talked about kissing goodbye. And, you know, one thing, Allan, go
something
ahead.
on kissing goodbye. Like I always think this could be the last. I mean, I don't know if this sounds dark or gruesome, but it's just reality. You know, I was a police officer for many years. I saw a good bit of death from traffic collisions and different things. And it's like, none of us are promised another day. And we don't know, you know, God has our days numbered and we're great with that, but we don't know when that last day is, no matter what age we are. And it's like, I don't want, if this was going to be my last day with Nicole or her last day with me, like I would have wanted to hug her. I would have wanted to kiss her goodbye. I would have wanted to tell her how much I appreciate her.
But not just a kiss, like a meaningful kiss.
Yeah.
If it was the last day.
So we're not perfect at this or anything, but we really are trying to be intentional. Like, hey, this could be the last day. And I know you could take that to extreme and, you know, you'd spend all day like not doing anything but hugging and kissing all day if you knew it was going to be your last day potentially. So no, but like, I don't know. That's my mindset. And I think it's important.
Yeah. So just remember this, little moments matter more than the big ones. So little things like that. And they don't cost anything and
free.
Yeah. And it just really matters to your spouse. It helps with the connection.
Yes. I love that. Hey, are you finding these episodes helpful? Just curious, because if you're watching this on the Impact Marriage podcast on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, we would so love to invite you just to take a moment to smash that subscribe button right now.
Do it.
Do it. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app and you can't see us, I'm sorry, or maybe that's better. I don't know. But will you just click that plus button? It's usually a plus button towards the top of the screen and follow our Impact Marriage podcast so that you'll be the first to hear about future episodes being released each Thursday. Just want to take a moment to ask you to do that. Number 5.
Let's go.
Little surprises.
Ooh, yeah.
Little surprises. These are things like leaving doesn't have to be a sticky note, but leaving sticky notes somewhere where they're going to find them with a sweet little message or a word
Allan's
of appreciation.
really good at that. You do that a lot. You are so good at that.
I love doing that.
But it's been a while.
It has been a while.
But that's okay.
It has been a while. Like,
did
how long has it been?
But that's okay, because
so-
you did something really, really sweet just yesterday and had me in tears.
Oh, yeah.
Can I talk about that
Yeah, if you want
right
to.
now? Is that okay, or should I wait?
How long has it been since I left a sticky note? What's a long time to you? I mean, I'm trying to think like how long that has been. It has been a long time.
You used to spoil me. You used to be like, I feel like every month or every other month. You're pretty consistent.
Yeah.
The last time you did, I was at the dermatologist.
Has it been 6 months?
I was at the dermatologist, I think. Maybe, yeah.
Months. It's been months.
He'll leave notes and like just surprise me. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
this is good.
but you did
good.
something incredible. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait to share that.
Go ahead if you want.
Okay. Yesterday, he had me in tears. He is the sweetest guy in the world.
She's got
Okay,
some
guys,
great friends.
listen up, guys. No, this is what he did. So he asked some of my closest friends, these women that I just love and adore, if they would write something nice about me, and they did, and sent it to Allan. And anyways, he printed it out. I guess they sent it through what? Text
I asked
email?
them to text me just
Okay.
a couple few sentences about what they appreciate about
so
you.
he printed out these pages of all these nice things that everyone said about me. And anyways, he gave it to me. I heard him last night in the office with our daughter. She's like, "Oh, Dad, that's so sweet." And I overheard that. I'm like, "Oh, what did Dad get you? What did he get you?" And they're like, "Nothing." And they're being all secretive. And then he came out with this paper, well, a couple pages of paper, and I read it and just boo-hooed. I'm like, "Hun, it's not my birthday. It's not Mother's Day yet. What's this for?" And what did you say? So
I don't
sweet.
remember. I just said just because there's no reason. I just love you and wanted to do this for you.
And so that meant more to me, that it wasn't like a special occasion, Mother's Day, and it was just because you were thinking about me, because you cared. You wanted people to say nice things about me because you knew it would build me up, make me feel good or whatever. And that to me meant the world. I felt so loved. So
well, you are so loved.
Thank you again.
You're welcome. We weren't planning on sharing that, but okay. Yes. Thank you for embarrassing me.
But it can give some guys some, an idea.
Yeah.
Or gals.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad it meant so much to you. And I filmed her. I asked her to read it all out loud.
I boo-hooed y'all.
And she was crying. And
boo-hooed.
It meant so much what the ladies said about her, each of her.
I'm going to get emotional.
Not all of her friends. I just asked a handful, like 12 friends, 12 of her closer friends. And it was so cool. So next week we'll be playing that video for episode 16.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
I'm like, I looked awful. I was like crying.
I'm kidding.
I mean, I would have cried.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, now I'm blushing. I think
yes.
Funny. That's funny. Okay. So anyway, but back to little surprises. So little surprises. Okay. Doesn't have to be something like, well, not that was big, but it had a big impact on you.
Huge impact.
Even more than I thought it would,
Huge.
Which was super fun. But maybe it's flowers, again, sticky notes. Maybe it's a flirty text message. Yeah. How about that? Who doesn't want to receive a sweet little flirty text message? So there's probably a lot of other ideas, but just those little surprises, little things. It just says, I care about you. I'm thinking about you. You're special. You're important to me.
Yeah. Number 6, is let's be on the same team. We're not enemies. So parenting disagreements happen, but don't divide in front of the kids. I feel like this is so important because it does. It happens all the time, especially with children. Like, okay, maybe a child wants to go here, but dad's like, no, whatever, spend the night here. And anyways, like that, I feel like is huge. Because you definitely don't want to speak anything negative to a child about your spouse. Where then, okay, they think this negative thought, and I just think that is awful, and it could really tear the two apart. So, like I said, your spouse is not your enemy, and if anything, we want to build our spouse up in front of our children.
For sure. So I'm hearing you say a couple things. One is we're not going to be having disagreements and debating things right in front of them.
Yes.
They just need to see a unified
Yeah.
front from us, right?
Yes,
And then
exactly.
obviously, even worse than that would be to tear down
Yeah.
your spouse to your child.
Exactly.
Yeah, not good.
No.
So good. So be on the same team. I love it. Number 7, finally, lower the pressure, and keep the priority. I would say lower the pressure, keep the priority. It won't always look perfect. What I mean by that is just takes a little bit of pressure off you. Be intentional, strive after excellence. But some of you perfectionistic type personalities also need to just lower the pressure a little bit and know that it won't always look perfect. It won't always be perfect because it's not perfect. We're not perfect. You're not perfect. Your marriage isn't perfect, and
human.
it never will be.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It just doesn't mean that we don't strive for excellence still. There's going to be some seasons, we talked about this earlier, that are just survival mode. You are barely hanging on. We've had those seasons. We've definitely had those seasons, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
And in those seasons, just don't overcomplicate things and understand the compound effect. I mean, small little things done consistently over time add up to big impact, big things. And so small things matter. It's not about perfection. It's about not neglecting each other and keeping, the priority.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So there were definitely seasons, I know, for us, for Al and I, where we felt this, where everything, revolved around the kids.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like I mentioned before, first time parents, first babies. And then we had a daughter with cancer and we had a daughter with seizures. And I remember during that time, we really forgot about each other because it revolved around that. We were going through a hard time. And then we forgot about us. We forgot about us. And, I wish we didn't. If I could go back in time, I feel like I would redo that. And spend, do all the things that we talked about, but we didn't back then. Just because, I feel like when you're in the midst of a trial, it's like you forget about those important things.
Yeah. Which is why we need to be reminded. And why we're having this episode and we're having this conversation, right?
That's right.
And again, to lower the pressure, back to that point is, hey, if I go and I replay that in my mind when we had a 14, this is many, many years ago, but we had a 14-year-old daughter diagnosed with cancer, right? Stage 3 or 4. I don't know. I don't remember now. But anyway, she's
papillary thyroid cancer.
And she's fine now. She's healthy and
doing great.
Been cancer-free for well over 5 years. But man, you don't know how that's going to turn out. Your 14-year-old daughter diagnosed with cancer. And it was just all energy, all focus went there. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is back to my earlier point is it would be normal and natural that we're not able to have as many date nights and
but we could have done,
but we still can be intentional and
with
do
love notes or whatever.
Do these things. We could have still done these 7 things. And that's why we're talking about it. So I'm so glad you said that. We had to catch ourselves back then because we could feel the distance creeping in those seasons. And I can think back to some of those different seasons like you've already mentioned.
Yeah.
But once we became intentional again, even in the small ways, like I mentioned, they weren't always in big ways, it changed everything. And so we wish that for you as well.
As we begin to wrap this up and you put God first in your marriage every day on the good days and challenging days, here are 3 simple takeaways that Al and I would love to give you. Number 1, choose to prioritize your spouse daily, not just when it's easy, right?
Every day.
Every day.
Yes.
And 2, be very intentional to stay connected in small ways. And number 3, don't wait until it's broken to invest in it. Your marriage is so worth it. Yeah. And remember, your kids won't remember a perfect house. I had to learn the hard way later on. But they'll always remember the way you loved each other. And that is what I am so thankful for, that we have now. And our kids see, they're just like, oh my goodness, gross, mom and dad, get a room. I feel like, we we do that now.
Yeah.
And it's so good. And I feel like because of it, our children are so secure.
Yeah, for sure. I love that too.
And we have a red hot marriage now
we do.
too.
Thankful.
So
God's
thankful.
good.
Yeah, he is.
So can we give you a challenge as we begin to close? I think I heard another yes. Did you hear a yes?
Yes, I did.
We'll go with that. Yes. Here's the challenge. Will you send this episode to your spouse if they're not listening to this with you, and then ask them to listen to it, and then plan one small thing? I mean, it could be a big thing if you'd like, but at least plan, and it can be more than one, but we're just asking, can you at least just plan one small thing that you can do together this week? Any one. It can fall in any one of these 7 categories of little tips that we've learned over the last 33 years. That's our challenge to you.
I love it, Allan. Y'all, thank you so much for listening today. And if this podcast is encouraging to you, will you please do us a huge favor and write a review for us on the Apple Podcast app, or possibly share it on your social media? That would mean so much to us. Our social media links are in the show notes below.
Yes, thank you for at least considering doing that. Let's close in prayer, shall we?
Let's do it.
Lord, I just thank you so much for this episode and the ability to communicate on the platform like this that's relatively free and can reach, I don't know, well, it can reach around the world. I just pray that you would help each of us to prioritize our marriage above and beyond everything within our family, and that all the great fruit of parenting and everything would come out of that, that our children would be welcome, know that they're loved, welcome members of the family, highly valued, highly important, but that they're not the center of the family, and that you'd help each of us keep you at the center, and, practically and tactically intentionally apply some of these things that we talked about today to keep our marriages alive and not slowly dying. And I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Awesome. Well,
Thank you for being part of the Impact Marriage community. We love you all.
Yes, we do. We'll see you next Thursday, same time, same place. Bye for now.
See you later.